Everyone keeps asking the same question. Could the United States actually invade Iran? The short answer? It would be one of the most difficult military operations in modern history. Unlike Iraq in 2003, Iran is nearly 4 times larger, has a population of around 90 million, and fields more than 610,000 active duty troops, backed by hundreds of thousands of reservists. Any invading force would also face mountains, deserts, dense cities, ballistic missiles, drones, and years of preparation for exactly this scenario. The US has roughly 50,000 personnel spread across the Middle East, but that's nowhere near enough for a full scale invasion. Military experts have long estimated that a campaign to seize and occupy Iran would require hundreds of thousands of combat troops, along with an enormous logistical buildup that simply doesn't exist today. As someone with a military background, I do not believe that the United States could successfully pull off an invasion with less than 500,000 to 1 million troops, a renewed draft, years of Vietnam style fighting, and an insurgency that would rival what we saw in the War on Terror. The mountainous terrain makes a quick 2 week maneuver war like Iraq next to impossible. Think Afghanistan, but on a much larger and deadlier scale. What is the most likely invasion scenario? If I had to develop a course of action, it would go as follows: seize control of the Strait of Hormuz and then conduct amphibious landings in the northeast corner of the Persian Gulf with infantry and armor. The latter would only be suitable for rapidly moving up the limited network of highways and seizing key population centers. However, this would need to be tightly coordinated with the ability of the Army and Marine infantry formations to seize and hold each subsequent mountain range. It is these ridges that make excellent natural defensive lines and that are repeated all the way to Tehran. This makes a Baghdad-style thunder run into the capital extremely unlikely. Additionally, as we have seen already, US troops staging in friendly countries would be highly vulnerable to attack by Iranian missiles and drones, making the generation of sufficient combat power highly difficult. All the while, expect resistance to grow at home, particularly if the draft is reinstated. For these reasons, if the conflict escalates, the far more likely option is limited objectives: airstrikes, special operations, or the seizure of strategic islands in the Strait of Hormuz, not an attempt to conquer the entire country. So while headlines may speculate about an invasion, the military reality tells a very different story. Perhaps this is why Trump has not yet pulled the trigger. Do you think this war stays limited? Is the invasion scenario I laid out the most feasible, or do you see it happening some other way? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for more geopolitical analysis.